Well, good evening. This is
You are on private land.
actually I think you need to check the maps that you've got posted all around the site, because this clearly shows that I am on a public footpath, and you know, it's there for you to see just the same as it is for everybody else. This is a public footpath. It's on the map on your gate. It's on the map on Alma Farm. So your jurisdiction stops where you are at the fence there. So regardless of whether I am or not on private land, but I'm not, I'm on a public footpath, it's outside of your jurisdiction, okay? Yeah?
I've been told
Thanks a lot. It's okay. I don't mind what you've been told. You can go and look at the map that's posted on the gate, because it clearly shows that this is a public footpath, okay? So I know you've tried to tell me this before, but it's not the case. So please go and look at your own maps, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, right, as I was saying. So this is KM8. This is the equipment they brought in today. There was, I believe, 11 vehicles in total brought in. And as you can see, the sound barrier, which is made up of old containers, you know, not exactly high tech, is it? But this is intended to be the sound barrier. And of course it will be the vision barrier. So when they finish this, certainly on the back and this side of the well site, you know, will be containers stacked too high. If they were going to line them with rubber, I could see how it might be a sound barrier, but it's going to effectively be empty containers, or primarily empty containers. So I would think that that's more likely to reverberate the sound, but they're not really interested in the sound. They're more interested in actually preventing prying eyes from scrutinizing what goes on the well site here. So as you can see, they've got the Morehouse accommodation cabin over there, because once operations start it will be 24/7, and looks like some scaffolding has been put over the back there. So this is just the initial infrastructure. Obviously the pipe, because they have to line this well, put a 4.5-inch liner down the whole of the bottom half of the well, so that hasn't come in yet. But today it's been quite an interesting day. I'm going to put the camera now on tripod. Stay with me, I'm just getting set here. Okay, here we are. It's just before dusk. It's around shortly after 6 o'clock on the evening of September 21st, 2017. So it's effectively the solstice today. Okay. So you see, beautiful countryside behind me. The public footpath actually runs around the back of the well site, down here, and then up the field here. Clearly shown on Third Energy's own maps, which they have posted. The footpath that they refer to that's closed is the one that runs along the front of the well site, which right now has a line of police that I can see over there across it. Sadly today we've had 6 people arrested, and one of those arrested was brutally thrown to the floor by a senior corporate enforcement officer masquerading as an inspector in North Yorkshire Police Force. So, oh, it seems that I'm being interrupted again. Hi, how are you doing?
I have been informed that it has been changed. It is now private.
Well, it's not on your map, so until you've changed your maps, and until I see the local authority designation changing this from a public footpath to private land, as far as I'm concerned, it's a public footpath, okay? And that is what would stand up to any examination. So thank you, because I'm in the middle of a broadcast, so thank you very much.
If you go down to the main gate, they can prove it.
Okay, I'll take a look eventually, but right now, the last time I checked, this is a public footpath and this is open to the public. And it says so up at Alma Farm. Anyway, I'm done. Okay, thanks very much. I'll have a check later.
Don't move.
Right.
We'll have to inform the police.
Well, go and inform the police then. That's absolutely your prerogative, okay?
Okay,
Thanks very much. Take care. Oh. Anyway, obviously I checked the map before I came here, but if they have changed it, it hasn't been posted yet. It wouldn't surprise me that they've attempted to close this public footpath, and if they have, then obviously we have a number of local councillors that will certainly challenge that, because it effectively cuts off the village of Little Bath on the very ancient routes crossing the fields across to the Great Habton Road. Anyway, as I was saying, 6 arrests today, one of whom a young female who I have posted the picture with her permission on my Facebook page, but she was brutally thrown to the floor and by a senior officer who really should have known better. But you know, these guys are not thinking. I mean, it's very clear that they are being briefed as though they are coming up against the proverbial domestic extremists, which of course the anti-fracking community was indeed labelled under the prevent strategy until challenged. And one of the people who led that challenge was the retired Bishop Graham Cray, who is a resident in Kirby Misperton, just a kilometre or so behind me. And he was so incensed at being labelled a domestic extremist on the basis of his concerns about the unconventional gas industry that he pursued it through the church to the highest levels, and the anti-fracking community were effectively removed from the prevent strategy. But the reality is that it is very clear that to enable the police officers to brutalise this community, the elderly people of this community, and you can see this on the live streams, they are physically assaulting them as they remove them from the gates. So that young lady is currently in Scarborough Hospital, where she is receiving treatment, and we understand that she will be taken to either Scarborough or York Police Station once she is released from hospital. We expect the other arrestees to be released from York Police Station sometime in the next 2 or 3 hours. Obviously we have a team of people in each of the locations where North Yorkshire have a custody suite, so that the arrestees will be met once they are released, and they will be provided with a meal, with accommodation if they wish, or transported either back to the camp or wherever it is that they want to go. So you know, we anticipate that this is unfortunately going to occur, probably increasingly so as the campaign goes on. But another disturbing feature of today was Inspector Fenton, who is effectively, although he denies being Bronze Commander, he's effectively the senior officer on the ground here, and he advised us that Silver Commander, Chief Superintendent David Hannon, who was very, very uncomfortable when he met with the local community here in the village hall a couple of weeks ago, but Superintendent David Hannon has apparently stated that there will now be no facilitating of any peaceful protest, and effectively this is sine die, de facto, prima facie evidence that the Yorkshire Police are effectively operating under corporate enforcement. Now, I don't believe that David Hannon is very comfortable with this. His demeanour at that meeting was not one of a man who's comfortable in his own skin. Very, very different from the man that I met earlier in the year. And I sense that his instructions are coming down from central government, who are so determined to push this abomination, this extremely unpopular agenda through. Why? Because they've made a commitment and they do not have the courage to back down for fear of upsetting the oil and gas industry. Well, they're not really going to upset the oil and gas industry, because the oil and gas industry, the traditional oil and gas industry, doesn't really have much interest in this yet. And in fact, the major players have stated categorically that they're not going to pursue shale gas exploitation, primarily because they do understand that there may be significant ramifications on their downstream business, which is why Total made sure that they had sold off their last remaining interests in retail petrol stations before they acquired a share in one of the iGas licensed areas in the East Midlands a few years ago. So as Shell learned in Ireland, is that when the population is upset by what these companies are doing upstream, as they were in Corrib with the Corrib gas pipeline, and the boycotting of Shell petrol stations around the country. So today there are no Shell petrol stations in Ireland. They were all rebranded as Topaz, and Shell effectively bribed the mainstream media not to reveal to the Irish public that the Topaz petrol stations were simply Shell rebranded. But now, a few years on, the Shell logos are starting to reappear on these Topaz stations. So the majors are not in this game. These are all small cowboy companies. Third Energy claimed to have been drilling here in North Yorkshire for 20 years, which is in fact somewhat disingenuous with the truth. The reality is that a company called Viking Energy, and even Viking had been through another iteration, but Third Energy acquired Viking Energy. And Third Energy, when they acquired Viking, apparently had no intention of developing the business through exploitation of unconventional hydrocarbons. And in fact, John Dewar absolutely committed to the former Member of Parliament, Anne McIntosh, that he had no intention of exploiting unconventional gas, i.e. fracking, in any of the well sites here in North Yorkshire. That, of course, has proven to be an out-and-out lie. So, obviously, the game is going to hot up. People are incensed. I know people have been watching the live I'm going to take that call in just a second, because that's one of our arrestee support coordinators, hopefully going to give me an update on what's occurring over in York. So obviously the local community are incensed. The number of people joining us for breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning seems to be increasing. A number of people are coming down after work, and then of course during the day it is the protection community and many retirees. And this is what is so outrageous, is that the people effectively being manhandled by North Yorkshire Police because they are being denied their right to, under common law, to peaceful protest. So it is the retirees that are bearing the brunt of this police aggression. So, oh, it looks like we've got the heavy mob here coming to see. So you're outside your jurisdiction, guys.
No longer, mate, sorry. It's private land now.
It's not private land.
You come, well, escort you down to the front gate.
No, I'm not coming that way. I'm coming on a footpath. And the footpath runs through here. So have you got your map? Do you have your map?
I don't give you permission to film me.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're on a public footpath, so I'm going to film you, and you're being live streamed. So whatever happens here is going broadcast right now.
You can live stream me all you like, mate.
Thank you. What is your name?
What is your name? Land. I don't have to give you my name.
What is you show me your SIA badge? Because
I don't have to show you my SIA badge either.
Okay, well you do.
I do not.
You do. You either have to give me your name or show me your SIA badge.
You know, on private land, we have got in the thing, the footpath and the surrounding fields are off limits to the public.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
You show me the map then. You show me your map.
We're more than gladly show
no,
you
the map. The footpath runs across here.
Down to the cabin to show you.
Gladly show you the map.
The map.
Okay, I'll meet you at the gate. I'll meet you at the gate because I'm going to walk along the public footpath.
You're more than welcome to the right. We'll meet you down at the bottom. We'll gladly show you the plan.
Okay.
And show you the red zones.
Okay. And you show me the date that was signed off, because as of this morning, the map on the gate at Alma Farm still showed that this is a public footpath, and this is the alternate route.
We can show you the evidence that you're requiring. If you join us down at the gatehouse, we'll meet you at the gate with the evidence you're asking for.
I'll see you there in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Now cease recording the site, please.
Sorry?
Can you cease recording the site now from here?
No.
And start walking off,
I'll
please.
walk over the public footpath. Okay?
Okay.
And because this is a public footpath, I'll just continue filming as I walk away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'll see you there in 10 minutes.
All right, continue walking, please.
It's a public footpath.
It's not a public footpath.
It is.
You're on private property. sir. Go down to the gatehouse.
I'm going to. But you should have brought it up here. Because...
We won't bring you
We're
the
not
evidence.
obliged to bring it up here, we're obliged to pass the information on.
We're giving you the opportunity to come see the evidence you're asking for.
okay.
If you're not willing to come down and see that evidence, that's your own problem.
Okay, I'll come and see the evidence. Meanwhile, if you want to remove me, then obviously there's a process to go through, okay? You know what that process is.
You're not resisting, you are willing to go on your own free will.
I am going on my own free will.
So we have no reason to obstruct you.
Right, okay. So fine. But I'll go there in my own time, all right?
Well, you say in 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, 10 minutes. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Go on. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Down.
I'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, so you see what we're dealing with here, and you see why there is a concern, obviously, that Third Energy don't want people filming the well site. So this is Third Energy Security. They do not have any jurisdiction beyond the fence. Chief Superintendent David Hannon made it very clear to the local community that NLSS do not have any jurisdiction beyond the boundary of the Third Energy well site. So even if I am on private land, which I'm going to dispute for the moment, but if I am on private land, then obviously there is due process to follow. Meanwhile, obviously, we have a problem here, i.e. that Third Energy have every intention of being the first company to frack in the UK since the disaster at Priest Hall, where where Quadrilla fracked into a fault and triggered the seismic events. There is a fault line that actually runs right from this well site right across the road here, Great Hampton Road, and in fact there is actually a pipeline almost on top of that fault line. So this is potentially a disaster waiting to happen. Anyway, we'll see how things unfold. Security are still filming me, filming them. So I know maybe they have changed the footpath. We'll have a look at the maps, and then we'll contact the local councillors and ask them what participation, if any, they had in this latest development. And of course the development has only transpired because they are concerned about the scrutiny that can be applied to them by filming at the back here. Anyway, please do come and join us. Breakfast served from 7 o'clock at the gates of the Kirby Misperton well site on the Hampton Road. And so join us, even if it's for half an hour or so before you shoot off to work, and then come down in the evening and support the protection community and those retirees. And particularly I want to give a shout out to Jackie and Jim, two octogenarian residents from the village of Great Bath, just across the way here. In fact, their house overlooks the back entrance that Third Energy were using without permission to deliver the Harris fencing a couple of weeks ago. And they have been sitting every day down at the gates with their tables laid out. They've provided tea, coffees, muffins, biscuits, effectively sustenance for all the protectors through the day. And they've been there sitting there today, and the weather this afternoon has been pretty rough. It's been cold, driving rain, but they stayed there throughout. So thanks very much to Jackie and Jim, and to all of the other locals who have come down to support the protectors, or the protectors supporting the locals. It's obviously a team effort here. So this is going to continue obviously for quite some weeks. This is very much the front end of this, and I know that Chief Superintendent Hannon knows that the anti-fracking community are certainly not going to take the apparent ban on the fundamental right to peaceful protest lying down. Or maybe we will. Who knows? Anyway, I'll be back here. Well, there will be a live stream either from myself or one of my colleagues here tomorrow morning at 8:30. It'll either be on my Facebook page, that's Ian Rowland Crane, or on the Kirby Misperton Protection Camp page. So check that out. And obviously we'll be posting updates, live stream updates, video updates, and photographic updates right throughout the days in the coming weeks, as every effort is made to make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for Third Energy to pursue their objective of fracking this existing well here at Kirby Misperton. So thanks for joining us, thanks for following us. Please share all of our information that you see coming out of Kirby Misperton. It's not good enough just to like it, we have to share it. We have to reach out beyond the echo chamber of the anti-fracking community. We have to, social media has to do the job that the mainstream media refuses to do. So all to play for, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.